What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the channel. What we got here today is the Topsky Prime 1S FPV goggles. It is an affordable FPV goggles. It comes in at a price of right around $100 depending on where you get it from. It has a whopping 86-degree field of view, 640 by 480 resolution, 2.4-inch 4:3 aspect ratio screen size, and it auto selects NTSC or PAL, and it's got a double 5.8 gigahertz module, so it's diversity with 48 channels. Now it has an IPD adjuster that goes from 58 millimeters to 72 millimeters. It also has diopter controls as well. It's got an audio video in as well as an on and off switch for the RX and a headphone jack as well, and it's got this USB charge port to charge up the internal removable replaceable battery. So let's open up the battery bay right here and check out the internal battery. Just pop open this lid right here and you can go ahead and remove the battery, and it is a 3.7 volt 2000 milliamp size battery. Now I am not sure how long the runtime is, but it is nice that you are able to remove and replace a battery that is internally built in just by opening up this battery bay. And you can also, if you want, because it is located on the FPV goggles itself, let me go ahead and put that lid back on there. And my faceplate kind of came off, and it has this removable faceplate, kind of that shape kind of like a lens that covers up the front. It has no functions but aesthetic looks. It does look nice, but they really didn't need to put this on there. Just block this off and let us put some stickers on there that might work out for some people a little bit better. So you can even run the wires to charge up the FPV goggles to the outside and strap up external battery if you like, if you don't want the added weight to weigh down the FPV goggles. Now it also has a built-in DVR, and the DVR port is right on the inside, just like the Fat Shark goggles. And there's this soft foam, so it is very comfortable and is removable, and it's got some kind of Velcro to stick on to the foam itself, so it sticks on there, but it is easily removable. They do give you extra ones. So it takes up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card, and this FPV goggles is very simple to use. It's got symmetrical buttons on the right as well as on the left. It's got the power on and off button, just long press it to turn on the power. It's got the photo button, short press it, just one single press takes a photo. And there's the record button, just one press of it starts to record video, and one press of it will stop the recording. Here's a jogging joystick switch, and that controls the DVR function, and it has a playback function as well, so you can go ahead and check it out of what you have recorded on the DVR onto the micro SD card. So that is an added bonus. On this side, there's a mode jogging joystick button. You can change the mode from RF or audio video in, and this also serves as to change parameters in your settings like contrast, brightness, and stuff like that. It has a band button. You can change the band, and it has a channel button. You can change the channels, or it also has a search button which you press and it'll auto search throughout the 48 channels and lock into the strongest RF signal. All right, so let's go ahead and power it up. Holding down the power button and holding it there for about 3 to 4 seconds, it will beep and the screen will turn on. So let's go ahead and check out the real estate here. It's got an 86-degree field of view, so it's a huge screen to look at, guys. Check it out. Pretty nice. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the DVR function. So I'm going to go ahead and down press on it. It will beep and it will take you into the playback mode. There's a couple of videos. You can toggle left and right to choose which video you want. And if you toggle it back, you can choose that video and play back. Now, this thing doesn't have a fast forwind and fast rewind, but it does have a playback feature. So if you want to go ahead and pause it, you can pause it, and you can go ahead and resume. And if you push the button forward, it will go back to the DVR menu, and then if you push it one more time, it will take you back out into the RF mode. And on this side, the same joystick button, if you down press it, it will change you from the RF mode into the audio video mode. So if you short press it, there you go, audio video in mode, and short press it again, you are in the RF mode. And this also serves as the settings control. So I'm going to hit it backwards, and that'll bring up the settings. You can go ahead and go down on it. Let me kind of try and see if I can focus in on that thing. Come on. It doesn't want to focus, guys. So you can go up and down on it, and with the joystick you can go left and right on it to change the values of it. And then if you don't touch it for about 3 to 4 seconds, it will get out of the settings mode. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to power up one of my tiny hoops and go ahead and see if we can get into the video of it. We are looking at the box that this FPV goggles came in. Now let me go ahead and change the band a couple of times so we are out of signal. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this search button. Okay, let's see how long it takes. It goes through all the 48 channels. And there you go. That's how long it takes to lock in onto the strongest RF signal. All right, so this FPV goggles comes with this nice 3-point harness head strap, and it is a very solid head strap. It's got some nice elastic on the top and just a small section on the side that stretches on both sides. And it's got this long area where the Velcro can come off and reattach itself. So it can accommodate a large variety of sizes of heads, and I got mine's perfectly set on my head. And check out where the Velcro closures are placed, so you can even fit a small child as well, and you can also make it even longer to fit somebody with a bigger head. So the Velcro straps, I think, is really nice. Now, because this thing also has an internal battery, the 3-point harness is really nice. If it just had a 2-point harness with just the head strap without this overhanging the 3rd-point harness, then you will have a problem, because these goggles are a little bit heavy and it will sag. And because it has a top strap, it holds the FPV goggles nice and tight on your head. And like I said, these foam face plate makes it nice and soft on your face as well. And it does block out most of the light coming in. The only part that I saw light coming in was from the bottom here on the nose, where there is no foam protection here, so that didn't bother me at all. So very nice light protection and very comfortable FPV goggles. So let me go ahead and bring out the scale here and turn it on and show you how much this thing weighs. So it has an internal battery and everything is included. So let's go ahead and weigh this baby out. And this will come in at 402 grams. So just to compare, I got some of my other FPV goggles. This is the Sky Zone FPV goggles, and I'll go ahead and weigh the battery as well. I got the battery on the back of the strap, so it doesn't weigh down the side of the FPV goggles. So let's go ahead and weigh the whole thing with the battery included, and it comes in at 317 grams. And without the battery included, just the front FPV goggles comes in at 218 grams. So as you can see, these Topsky FPV goggles are pretty heavy. Now here's the Amway FPV goggles. Just the front weighs in at 227 grams, and together with the battery connected, 261 grams. So kind of a comparison there. And also, let me go ahead and weigh in my Fat Shark, 222 grams. And with the battery, I got a pretty big size battery on it, 295 grams. And also my favorite FPV goggles, the Head Play SE goggles. Let me see if it balances on there. Now this one is a whopping 678 grams because I have a huge 2200 milliamp battery. So just the headpiece itself will come in at 425 grams. So there you go, kind of a comparison to how much comfort you will have with these Topsky Prime 1S FPV goggles. So here's the box that the FPV goggles came in. It's a very nice looking box, nice graphics, very Apple-esque box. And this is the top cover, and here is the bottom cover, and it has the foam where the FPV goggles were right here. Those are for the antennas, and this is where all of the accessories were stashed in there. And the accessories are, you get another foam piece for your faceplate, and you get the USB to micro USB cable, which is a very solid USB to micro USB cable. I haven't used it yet because I have so many of them lying around. And here's the adhesive, replacement adhesive for your faceplate. An instruction booklet. Not much of an instruction booklet, but very straightforward. It tells you everything that you need to know, how to go about using it, and how to go about playing back. So all the information is in here because the FPV goggles is so easy to use. And we also get this lens cleaning cloth as well. So these FPV goggles are a fantastic value for the money. It has a diversity, huge field of view, a DVR, and a playback feature as well. The only problem for me is that I've been having issues focusing. Now, I do wear reading glasses, so I don't have the best eyesight. So once I put these goggles on, it actually takes me about a good 20 to 30 seconds before I can focus on the screen. That's a long time. Now, I can put on my other FPV goggles that I showed you earlier, and they all come into focus immediately, so I can fly immediately. But these goggles, for some reason, takes me about a good, now at least a good 20 to 30 seconds before I can focus on the screen. So there is something about these goggles that for some reason I have issues focusing, and I also need to squint my eyes to get a clearer view as well. Now, I gave these goggles to my kids, and they seem to like it and have no issues with focusing whatsoever, and they say it is very clear. So if you have good vision and are in need of goggles with a DVR and a playback feature that is very affordable, these may work out for you. Now, the recorded playback you will see in a minute and can judge for yourself is not a seamless recording, but has some frame twitching issues. Now, I'm not sure what that is caused by, but perhaps it needs better FPV antennas than the stick antennas that it comes with. But for the price, you know, they had to cut costs somewhere. Coming up next is a flight test video with my first impressions of the Topsky Prime 1S FPV goggles. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time. All right, here we go with our test flight. I've got my Tero Q215. And right off the bat, it is looking pretty good. Although, for me, it's a little bit blurry. So it's kind of unfortunate that diopter adjuster, for me, it's not making any difference. So I'm kind of squinting my eyes a little bit in order to see more clearly. So I won't be doing any proximity flying with this quadcopter. And I mean, not with this quadcopter, but with these FPV goggles. So there's a 100-meter bush, and I still got pretty good reception here. So it does have a decent distance. There's a little snow. So if you got yourself some nice FPV antennas, you should be good to go. No problem with reception so far. Everything is looking really nice though. I'm a little off, feel a little dizzy wearing these goggles. So let's see. Okay, I'm slowly getting used to them. Yeah, it takes a little while before your eyes kind of adjust. That is just my experience with it. So for you, may be different. You might have better vision than I do. But with my vision, that is what I'm experiencing here. It is okay, so I can't really see where I'm sitting. That's how blurry this thing is for me. And I need to squint and I'm able to see myself right here. Okay? So I won't be going in between myself and the car or anything like that. But I will go between myself and the table. So there you go. Woohoo! That was a little bit more dizzier than I anticipated. But you are able to use these goggles for FPV flying. And as cheap as they are, that is not bad because it also comes with a DVR. So you got to think about that. So if you have pretty good eyesight, then these goggles can work out pretty decent for you. Because when my kids put it on, they had no problem. They said everything is crystal clear. So it is my eyesight. And it's just not working for me. But I do fly around with my Sky Zone and my Fat Shark. And sometimes I do use the Amway goggles. And they are all okay. It's very clear. For me, it is very decent. I can go through trees and stuff like that, but I do prefer, above anything else, my Headplay SE goggles. Those are my comfort goggles. I can see everything, and they do help me fly a lot better because I can see everything. So FPV goggles have to fit you. A lot of people don't like the Headplay SE goggles because of the big screen. They prefer the Fat Sharks, but I don't. So it is all up to your preference, how you feel about FPV goggles. And if you want to try these out, these are pretty decent FPV goggles. And I'm starting to feel very comfortable now flying around with them after my initial couple of minutes of flying. So, not bad. It takes about a pack or two, I guess. You can get used to a new FPV goggles. So there you go. My test flight with the new FPV goggles by Topsky. So there you have it, guys.